Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to another episode of GEEXX Watch. Today, I'd like to talk about the film Paranorman, of which you will see an image of right here. I'm talking this one because the month of October is spooky season, spooky movies, yada, yada, yada. And Paranorman is, a movie about a boy who sees ghosts. So appropriate. Even though this is a kid's movie, it's stop motion animation. I love stop motion animation. I always have. Even when I was a kid, I used to love simple claymation stuff and stop motion monster action movies and stuff. So this is right up my wheelhouse. Right up my wheelhouse? Whew, that sounds uncomfortable. Anywho, Paranorman, the film, takes place in a fictional town in Massachusetts, which is kind of leaned heavily into capitalizing on its history of witch burnings for touristy stuff and making money, as one might expect that Massachusetts town would do. Paranorman is about this little boy named Norman. He sees ghosts and can talk to them. Nobody believes him. His gruff, matter-of-fact, practical father, his spaced-out, kind of hippie mother, his annoying sister who is more concerned with her own popularity in boys than anything else, the bullies in school. Everyone thinks he's a weird nut job. He does meet this this fat kid who, not sure if he actually believes him in the beginning, just, befriends him because he's an outcast too. People bully him and, it's like, well, us, us bully victims got to stick together kind of thing. He's this little, like, pudgy, red-haired kid with freckles who has health problems and has his older brother who's a jock who works on his, spends all his time, like, lifting weights and working on his van. He thinks his little brother's annoying. So, they have that in common. They form this kind of odd, cute little friendship. And Norman, at one point, gets a visit from old man Pendergast, who is this creepy old guy who lives up in this spooky old, not abandoned house, but spooky old house, who basically tells him that it's Norman's job to take over the family duties. Turns out Mr. Pendergast is his uncle. And once a year, on a certain night, he has to read from a book to keep a spirit contained, a vengeful spirit contained. If it doesn't do something, bad things will happen. So as you can tell, this being a movie, that doesn't go as planned. Even though this is a kid's movie, one of the things I like about this movie, and a lot of the kids' movies that tend to be my favorites, that I'll still watch as a grumpy old man, is that they don't talk down to their audience. Like, Disney movies can be really, really good, but they can also be deliberately aimed at children and dumbed down. Especially the worst ones. The best of the children's films, treat their audience with respect. Just because you're, young doesn't mean you're incapable of understanding abstract concepts or difficult concepts. So I think some people tend to forget that they were children once, especially filmmakers and parents. But, filmmakers are trying to these are just kids. They're not going to know any better. Or we can't show them these things because they won't understand them. But that's why, you make films like this for parents to watch with their kids. The kids have questions, parents are there to ask. And this treats its subject matter. It's a goofy subject matter. It is a goofy film. Plenty of goofy, silly stuff for the kids to laugh at. Plenty of goofy, silly stuff for me to laugh at. But the ending does take a bit of a dark turn that you would not expect from a kids' movie. And like I said, it treats its audience with respect, which I really admire. A lot of the films by this company, Leica Studios, these guys made the stop-action film Coraline. Different writer. Coraline was written by Neil Gaiman. This was written by a guy named Butler. I don't remember. I think it's Chris Butler. I'm not going to read it. I know his last name is Butler, but so it's not quite as creepy and dark as Coraline. It's much more lighthearted in the beginning, aside from the fact that, Norman is seeing ghosts, throughout the early part of the film. It shows him walking down the streets, talking to people and who aren't there. You do sometimes see who he's talking to. So, ghosts in various states of deadness. But I do try and watch movies like this in October. I don't do it as much as I used to. Times change. You don't always have the free time or access to the television. So if someone's watching TV at 9 o'clock at night, I'm not going to kick them off so I can watch a movie. I tend to be a bit more considerate than that, or at least I try to. But this film is beautifully animated. It's well written. The characters that you meet are all very goofy, but fun. Even the ones that are like, the giant blockheaded dumb jock character is just so fun to just kind of laugh at. The bully who's, trying to impress people, and giant nerd, I don't know. The townspeople are goofballs. The kids play director, just over the top. And that's what a lot of it is. A lot of the characters are just, exaggerated caricatures of people you might know in real life. This just, for most of Laika's films are not this goofy, I don't think. Well, can't say most of them. Coraline certainly isn't, aside from a few lighthearted moments with the other father. Like I said, this starts off very lighthearted and goofy, and then it slowly kind of matures in its tone and storytelling, which I really appreciated. As things go badly, people do start to believe Norman. His sister, his parents, the town bully, the dumb jock, and even the other townspeople as well. So, even though it's a kid's film, it's still one of those films that's written with the intention of adults watching it with their kids. So there's a lot of little hidden jokes that small children wouldn't get. That's one of the things that keeps bringing me back to it. Plus, the fact that it's just so beautifully animated, and the attention to detail that they gave to everything in the film. Being as I said, fan of animation, I do tend to look for those things and pick up on them. And yeah, I can't recommend this film enough if you like films like this. If you liked Coraline, if you liked Corpse Bride, if those films you liked them, I would definitely recommend this film. I think this is highly underrated. Doesn't get enough credit for being as well written and well made as it is. So take that for what it is. Definitely A+ material in my book. As always, thanks for watching. As always, if you like my videos, I have no idea why you would do that. And until next time, good hunting.